WVUA News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Victoria Sheehan. Thanks for joining us tonight. Today marks National Pick Strawberries Day, but here in West Alabama, strawberry farmers aren't having the easiest of harvests. In tonight's top story, WVUA's Bradley Whittington shows us the local strawberry struggle.
We still put out the work, and all you got's green leaves.
John Bruce has been growing fruit and vegetables in Coker for nearly 14 years, and strawberries for the last 4. But this year, saying he grew strawberries would be far from the truth.
This year we had 87 degrees in March most of the time, and they didn't make. They just didn't do well at all.
The amount of strawberries picked each year can change drastically. You have this year.
10, 15 gallons.
And then last year.
Last year we picked 10 or 15 gallons a day.
That's a difference of 825 gallons. But Bruce says the ups and downs are just a part of farming.
There's an old joke, guy farmed and he won $2 million and asked him what he's going to do with it, and he said he'd keep farming until it's gone. But I mean, farming's up and down. You know, you're not going to get rich farming, but you can make a living if the stuff works out.
But it's not just Bruce. The entire state had a hard year growing strawberries.
The state man told me it was the worst year we'd had in Alabama in several years.
Now the strawberry patch may be empty, but the blackberry patch, well, it's blooming just fine. Reporting from Coker, Bradley Whittington, WVUA News.
Bruce also sells lettuce, tomatoes, and asparagus at his local farm. State officials are saying it is now up to voters to prevent even deeper cuts to Alabama's Medicaid and prison system. Voters will get the chance on September 18th to decide the fate of a constitutional amendment allowing the transfer of $145.8 million from an oil and gas trust fund to the account that is used to pay for most non-education government services. Alabama Medicaid Chief Dr. Donald Williamson says the money is necessary to prevent further layoffs and service reductions. Those who disagree with the transfer say the state shouldn't make painful cuts and live with the revenue it takes in instead of using money intended for other purposes. Well, last week, Alabama state officials announced what cuts will be made in Medicaid as of right now. They include a 10% reduction to payments for certain providers, including doctors, dentists, x-ray medical equipment, and maternity primary contractors. Benefits to children won't change, but some adult benefits will. Medicaid will only cover routine eye exams once every 3 years instead of once every 2, and the state is ending coverage of eyeglasses. The cuts also mean Medicaid will only cover one brand name drug per month. Generic drugs and over-the-counter medicines will still be covered, and there'll be no coverage for cough and cold drugs, though certain over-the-counter drugs are still on the coverage list. The changes go into effect June 1st. In tonight's Education Watch, the state's largest school system is receiving national recognition. Mobile County is being recognized for raising their test scores for poor and minority students, especially in the elementary level. Intensive intervention and counseling are part of the solutions to help struggling students. The system is part of a growing trend in schools to study student data to determine which students or teachers need extra help. Every student from kindergarten through 12th grade takes standardized end-of-quarter tests that counts for 10 to 20% of their report card grades. While more of the state's schools are also gaining national attention, 12 Alabama high schools have made it onto the list of the country's top 1,000 high schools. The rankings are according to Newsweek and the Daily Beast publications. Rounding out in the top 10 is Birmingham's Jefferson County International Baccalaureate School at number 6. Mountain Brook High School was the next highest, ranked at 144. Hoover High School made the list at 755. According to Newsweek, the schools were ranked on how well they have proven to be most effective in turning out college-ready graduates based on data like graduation rates, AP or IP test scores, and college-bound percentages. Today kicks off National Dog Biting Prevention Week, and according to the Center for Disease Control, an alarming 4.7 million people are bitten by man's best friend each year. Of those, around 800,000 people seek medical attention, and half of those are children. The CDC says the rate of dog bite-related injuries are highest for children between the ages of 5 to 9. Kelly Voigt, president of the Prevent the Bite program, says there are certain steps you can take to keep your children safe. Never allow your child to approach a dog unattended. Do not place an infant next to a dog, even if you are in close proximity. Don't allow your children to hug or put their face by a dog they don't know, and stay away from dogs that are sleeping, eating, or who may be sick. Voigt says, above all, educating your children on dog behavior is the key to preventing dog bites. On a much different note, eggs, bacon, waffles, shrimp and grits, all things you want to hear around breakfast time, and they can taste even better when they're going towards a good cause. Today, members of Arts and Autism feasted on a delicious brunch. Chuck's Fish hosted the organization at their Sunday brunch, all for free. But Arts and Autism is not the only group that will be treated to a free meal. Chuck's Fish manager Colby Conklin says they plan to host different charitable organizations in Tuscaloosa on Sundays throughout the summer. Chuck's Brunch Buffet is not only for charity, it is open to the public every Sunday from 11 until 2.